I've been involved with Make-A-Wish for almost 20 years now. I was very happy to make a recent donation to our first responders in California with a very tough set of circumstances in front of them. And hopefully this Veterans Day, we will make a wonderful, and I say we because I've asked the community to help me in this, we'll make a wonderful contribution to a charity that I have great passion for. That is, its goal is to reduce the veteran suicide rate to zero. It's now 20 vets a day to commit suicide. So on Veterans Day, we're hoping to make an extra impact by donating $2 million, $1 million from the general public, and I said I'll match every donation dollar to dollar up to $1 million. I think the connection with all three of those charities, with FitOps, with the first responders in California, and with Make-A-Wish, is the message of hope. First responders in a time of need resources, and they need resources to do their job. And if they do their job well, they save people, and that's a great provider of hope. And we're trying to have veterans find purpose through fitness in FitOps. And the hope is to take that suicide rate down to zero, because that's a number we all want to appreciate. And especially with Make-A-Wish. Make-A-Wish is a situation where I can see the hope. I can see the smile and the happiness in the faces of the kids and the families, and provide them with a bit of an escape. And Make-A-Wish always says never underestimate the power of hope, and I'm a firm believer in that. Well, I was affected early on by Make-A-Wish, so when people say, well, why is Make-A-Wish so near and dear to your heart, I think the concept of it is amazing. To take a child and their family who's facing a very difficult set of circumstances and allow them to come up with a whimsical dream scenario and grant the wish. Just that in itself. Think of, even if you don't face those circumstances, come up with a wish and it's granted, the power of excitement and happiness and hope that you feel is immeasurable. And then to have it come true and beyond your wildest expectations. Make-A-Wish really does go above and beyond to make each experience fantastic. And having been part of experience after experience after experience, the result is always the same. It's happiness, it's hope, in no way, shape, or form is it reflective at all of the circumstances they face. It's all about the experience. So it literally provides happiness and hope, and it's an amazing thing to be a part of. And to see it happen again and again and again is something that it really has become a passion of mine. I just love being a part of it. I think the most astounding piece of my involvement with Make-A-Wish is that I'm actually a wish. Like, that's really difficult to conceptualize. It makes you feel tremendously good knowing that your work affects people so much that if they had one thing to choose, they'd want to hang out with you and talk to you. Like, that's a weird thing to put upstairs and knock around for a bit, but it's also something I'm extremely grateful for, because I'm very dedicated to my work, and it certainly gives me a great sense of purpose that people are affected and they're watching and they're enjoying. So that's certainly a driving force. And for somebody to come to me and say, hey, we have this child or this family and their one wish is that they'd really like to hang out with you, how am I going to say no? And then when you meet them and it's true, like, you talk about things that happened in your life and you get to know about them and they can share stories and you gift them all this wonderful stuff and then they can watch you perform. It's magical. The FitOps initiative and the March to 2 million on Veterans Day has a very strong resonance with me, and it almost runs parallels with the first responders. Here I'm talking to you about a wonderful family comedy, Playing with Fire, that's out now that everybody can go see and enjoy. And I've been doing interviews like this for a long time now. And when everyone asks me about first responders and the movie being based on first responders, I tell them that they're my heroes, simply because their job description is put yourself in harm's way to save others. I find that heroic because I don't think I'll be able to do that. I have openly been honest about my admiration for the military and the armed services. These are people that I truly admire and mimic my life ethos off of how they operate as human beings. Honor code, country, hustle, loyalty, respect. All that is a mirror image, the never giving up, adapt and overcome. I could keep telling you things that I have morphed from the military ethos and developed into my own pillar of values and beliefs. So I used to be able to, with WWE, go to Iraq, go to Afghanistan, go to Fort Hood, go to Camp Pendleton, and now because my schedule is slowing down, I didn't want my admiration to slow down. And when I was introduced to FitOps, where their goal is to help those who have served, because that is their purpose. And then when they hang up the uniform, they really suffer from lack of purpose, to the point of where almost 1 every hour commits suicide each day. That's staggering to find out. And it's mostly young people under the age of 30. So they need to be reminded that they have a wonderful set of skills that can be used in society. And because of the PT and all the physical demands of what they do as a profession, personal training and physical fitness is a great medium to tell them, like, hey, you do belong. This is something you connect with. This is something that vets as a group, if they're put in a space, can connect with and interact with and talk over. So it basically is a charity that attacks the problem, not treats the symptoms. We're trying to let these people know that they have value, that certainly that I love them and that they belong, and they can do something that doesn't require that uniform and still feel a great sense of purpose.